Hello, everyone. This is Jeff Waple with DDI Media. For those of you who don't know my name by now, we're the Trades Redefining Success group, and we'll go ahead and introduce ourselves throughout the presentation. One of the reasons why we came up with the idea for the trades group is that I have a lot of friends that are in the trades, and I've seen their kids and other kids from the high schools have difficulties transitioning from high school to college. Some of them are not. It's not their forte. They don't enjoy school, and a lot of people think that they're pushed to it. One of the things that we're looking for is that there are other ways to have success, and one of those is with the trades. The trades have lost a lot of people. The average age of a person in the trades is almost 50 years old right now, and we do need tradespeople, and you can make a good living on that. So that's one of the reasons why I thought this would be a great idea for a group for us. Ryan?
Hi, my name's Ryan Haake. I'm with Cattleville Fire Protection District. I kind of like Jeff said, I joined the trades because I had a recent experience watching my younger brother try to choose the college route or if he was going to go straight into a working environment. And I also had the same struggle when I was going through high school. I watched all of my friends go to universities for career paths that I had no interest in. So I felt like I had a ton of pressure on myself to figure out what I wanted to do. And so until I decided to become a fireman, I was kind of struggling with feeling like I wasn't motivated to figure out what I wanted to do when everyone else I knew already had that figured out. So I figured if I got into this, I could potentially help my brother and the next generation kind of learn what's all out there. And it doesn't have to just be a 4-year college that's going to make you a successful person. So next is Chaney.
So hello, my name is Chaney Disselhorst. I previously was with Monsanto and Bayer for over 14 years in various roles there. And why I wanted to join this group, basically kind of for 2 reasons. The first is when we were at our retreat and we were being told kind of think about kind of going out of our comfort zone a little bit when picking our project. And trades was absolutely something I didn't know a lot about. And then the second reason is that I was previously the mom that always thought my kids are absolutely going to go to college. That was just what was going to be the natural progression after high school. But then I started to have a high schooler. So my oldest was going to be a freshman in high school in September after the retreat. And I really wanted to better educate myself on what those options were for him. And so that was the second kind of reason or catalyst to join the trades group. And as we all kind of joined the trades group, we had a lot of discussion on why we wanted to join the trades group, what was going on with the trades, what was happening in our county, what was happening nationally, labor shortages, all of those kind of things. So the first thing we did after those discussions was really validate our discussions, what we had thought was true, and went on and kind of validated some of that information. So we learned that the labor shortage and trades businesses really rely on trades people, and they're having a hard time finding skilled workers in the trades industry. And this is a national problem as well as a local problem. We also found that young adults, and I'm going to say parents as well, really don't associate high-paying jobs or job security with those in the trades. And that parents really aren't as likely to encourage their children to go into the trades industry as they were as much as high school. And we're definitely seeing that now. So with unemployment rates at some kind of crazy rates right now, the trades folks are the ones that are still, you can work in electricity and plumbing, and all of those things are still a need. So and then the last thing was really that trade schools can provide less debt than a traditional 4-year education, and it has a quicker path to success, and they have access to high-paying jobs. So after we kind of talked through this, we kind of got kind of a tagline, if you will, that it's not that a four-year education isn't a great option, but there are other options. So we really wanted to redefine success. And I'm going to give props to Precious because she was the one that kind of came up with that thought process. So we really started thinking about redefining success. That traditional path is really that high school to college. It's really a four-year degree, but those can cost nearly $120,000 for a four-year degree. And then nationwide student loan debt is outrageous. You know, you're carrying $35,000 worth of debt, and some folks may not even graduate. And so you're left with a lot of debt and maybe not even a degree. You know, and a salary of a starting college graduate is around $50,000. And so that's kind of what we thought of as a traditional path. And when we thought about redefining success and what an alternative path looks like, it's really one in the trades industry. You go from high school into potentially an apprenticeship where you can start working right away, or into a type of trades training. If you do the trades training route, those trade schools cost considerably less, around $33,000 versus $120,000 of a traditional college path. And you can do it in a year or two in most programs. So a lot less time goes into your education where you can start making money right away. Other options mentioned are the apprenticeships where you can actually start working at a lower pay scale. And once you kind of get through your apprenticeship, you can start making even more money. The average salary is very comparable to that of a college graduate, but they're getting it a lot sooner and they don't have a lot of debt coming into it. So they will actually can maintain their rate of higher income because they don't have a lot of student loan debt hanging over them. And then they can kind of start working right away. So we thought that this was a great alternative path to success, but then how do we promote that? How do we share this information? And so what we'll do next is really talk you through all the work that we have done or did and what those project action items were to really help the trades industry. So first off, Aaron.
Hello, my name is Aaron Eller, and I'm a regional branch manager for the St. Charles City County Library. And just wanted to talk a little bit about how we started to work on our project as a group. And so the first thing that we did was we had several meetings, talk about what we wanted to do, what we wanted to accomplish, where we wanted to go, who we needed to talk to make our project a success. And instead of choosing a neutral side or meeting at a coffee shop, we decided that we would meet with each other at our places of business to continue the work in our small groups that we were doing for some of our big group meetings. And this was a really neat thing that I appreciated that we did this because I learned a lot about the people in my small group and the work that they do and what the work that's accomplished at their different workplaces. And I just wanted to highlight a couple of those things. We visited Jeff at DDI Media and learned that every billboard has its own unique number, and Jeff needs to know where all of those are, all across the county and the area. And we got to see some billboards up close and how they're made. And billboards are huge when you are standing up right next to them. You just don't realize how big they are, and so it was real neat to see that. We went to the Missouri Job Center where Lori works and got to see some of their meeting rooms and classes and some of the things that they do. And then finally, wanted to highlight, we went to visit where Precious works with Connections to Success and got to see some of the classes where they teach classes there and all the different areas that they had where people looking for jobs could find professional clothing so that they could interview and look dressed and be ready for all the interviews that they wanted to do. So it was just neat opportunity to see these things and understand more about the different businesses in our community as we worked on our small group project.
Nice. Then Ryan.
That's Ryan again. So here I'm going to touch on a place called Lewis and Clark Career Center. It's located off about 70 in Zumbel. I went there myself after, actually during my senior year of high school. I would go to school for half a day and then I would drive to Lewis and Clark Career Center and I was doing drafting and architecture with AutoCAD. So that was kind of my experience. So I just took the lead on going there and kind of seeing what their experiences were with local high schools, and look at some statistics that they have for graduation rates and look into the programs they had. And one of the biggest things that we found was that they said they have the biggest trouble getting high school counselors to educate or inform the students of what a great career that they can have in a like a trade, and educate them on somewhere like a Lewis and Clark Career Center if that's not something they already know about. And I'm not saying that's true for all the schools. That's just their personal opinion that they've shared with me. So hopefully maybe that's something that during the future we can improve on, and the more we inform people about the trades groups and options like Lewis and Clark Career Center, maybe that process will be easier for a high school student. And one of the statistics that they shared with me that I found the most interesting was 70% of the students who are currently employed that went through Lewis and Clark were ready for a job without ever going to a secondary school or needing more schooling. So for like 1 year of school during your high school year, or maybe if you you can go outside of your high school years, for 1 year, you're ready to go right into a trade without needing any other schooling. I thought that was very significant, and hopefully some other high school students will see those stats and really consider Lewis and Clark as an option.
Lori?
Hi, my name is Lori Myers, and I work at the St. Charles County Department of Workforce and Business Development. And at one of our initial meetings, we had a couple of representatives attend to share information on the ScholarPath program. ScholarPath is a program designed to help students research and explore paths to their future. It helps them find their path to the right college, or perhaps directly to the workforce, or even to the military. ScholarPath has a career technical education engine that allows a high school's current curriculum to be matched directly with the requirements of a defined career pathway, and then tells the students what courses they need to take in order to get into that career. They also provide a virtual coach option, which gives students personalized recommendations to help them find their path, identify best choices for higher education, or to find available apprenticeship programs or employer training programs in their area. The program also can provide them with wage information and helps them to estimate the cost of going to college versus maybe going right into an apprenticeship program where they can start earning while they're learning a trade. And this is just a great resource for students to be able to make informed choices by increasing their awareness of trade opportunities when they may not normally be told about these options. And now I'm going to turn it over to Wendy to talk about the power of networking.
Hello, my name is Wendy Hausman. I work for Minuteman Press in St. Peters. And one of the opportunities that we had when we all got together and we discussed, how can we make an impact and how can we affect this trade need in our community? So we looked at, what was our goal? And basically our goal was to inform parents and middle school kids, of all the other choices, and options to redefine success. And so when we took those things, we were like, well, what do we do with that? Well, most of us are pretty actively involved within our community, of all of us 7. And so we just kind of started using our networks and our resources to try to figure out, who do we need to contact? Who do we need to talk to within our community that can help us to see what we can do? And so we began doing this. And with my job, I am out with most of the chambers. I'm actively involved in Little Black Book. I'm in all women's network group and other activities in the community to, just do my part. And so as I began going out and talking to different people, we start getting contacts. And one of the biggest contacts we had was with Jennifer Henry, who works for Francis House School District. And Jennifer, I threw out the idea and told her what we were looking at. We said we wanted to reach middle school kids. We wanted to let middle school kids know that there's this opportunity, but we want to make sure their parents understand that, so that whenever they're getting ready to make those high school class choices, they would have options. And so Jennifer liked this idea, and she is also a Vision alumni. And so she said, hey, let's make something happen. So she gathered a group of people who were from all the different school districts in St. Charles County. We got a group together. Lori and I both attended many of these meetings, and we asked, what do you guys think about this? How can we promote this idea to let people know that there's a need for trades, more tradesmen? And so they said, you know what, a trade show would be a great idea, to like an expo, to have all the different trades be there so that kids would have an opportunity to learn what these things are available. So as we began talking to other people, the idea just started to come about of having a trade or a Tri-County Trade Show Expo. And we could just flip to the next slide. So this was the idea, and this came about. We were able to do, it was planned for April 9th at Seeger Middle School, which is a Francis House School District middle school. And the plan was to have hands-on exhibits. We were going to have speakers come and talk to the kids, and they were going to be former students of these different schools. And we also wanted to make sure that we had minorities represented so that everyone knew, you know, everybody can do this. We also wanted to have local businesses in our community showcased so that kids can see these are people that are in our community right here that you can have jobs with. We wanted to have the trade schools on hand, as Lori and Ryan talked about earlier. Having those people available to talk to the students and the parents was very important. Also having the counselors there from the different schools so the students could actually talk to their counselors to say, what can we do to get our classes that we need to do this? We also had the apprenticeship programs planned to be there. And so we were excited. We wanted to make sure that the parents and the students understood. One of the biggest contributors was the Home Builders Association, who came on board and loved the idea. And so they helped us promote it, as well as get some sponsorships from different businesses. 1 month prior to the event, we had over 75 students registered to come. They had several sponsorships and several over $1,000 each. So we were really, really bringing the community together, and this was happening. And one of the things that the Vision Group's job was to do was to promote. And so we had some great people in our group that can promote and you know, use their resources. And so Jeff Waple and Precious Smith can talk about that.
One of the things that we wanted to do was use billboards. Billboards are something that people will see every single day as they drive by. They can't be moved, and they're always in the line of sight for people. The whole idea was to have 2 or 3 billboards throughout the area promoting the entire project. I brought this information back to our group at work, and this is the artwork they came up with. We were going to put this up on the billboards throughout the county, and maybe a little bit in St. Louis County, since we were over there as well. And at the last moment, obviously, COVID-19 came along, and we, just before we did anything with this, that put a kibosh kind of on what we were trying to do. But Precious had some other options that she was working with as well.
Yes, thank you, Jeff. As Wendy stated, we definitely in Vision Leadership prize ourselves on networking. I would say it is their secret sauce, if you ask me. We pride ourselves on knowing who's in our backyard, knowing who is in the community, knowing who is out there on the front lines and what they do. And so we thought it was fitting to reach out to Brian Richardson, who is also a Vision alumni, again, networking, to put the information out about what it was that we were trying to do to get the information in front of people, to gain that exposure and that awareness so that it can drive traffic to our event. Brian Richardson is with KFAV 99.9. Again, he would have been able to do that radio announcement for us, but unfortunately, due to COVID-19, we were unable to do that. So we are grateful that in the future, he still will be able to do that for us. But again, we are thankful for you, Brian. We appreciate you saying yes. And we look forward to what's to come with the Expo. And now back to Wendy.
So yes, so because of COVID, we're not able to have our event, so it was canceled. But that's not the end of the story. The actual goal was to let the community know, to get the word out, to let people know that this is a need in our community. And so that was accomplished. And so with the help of alumni Molly Dempsey, we were able to secure the family arena for next year and possibly make it an even bigger event than we had first planned. But I think that's going to have to be renamed, because not only did we have several of the Tri-County communities interested in participating, we've also had people from St. Louis as well as Illinois school districts reach out to us and they want to participate. So the goal is just to let everyone know that this is a very, very viable need in our community for a future. In Springfield, Missouri, they have something that they call Build My Future. And that was kind of where this whole idea and goal came through. We're going to have a link above so you can see if you want to link onto it to see kind of like where our idea came from. But this place showcases highly skilled, high wage, and in-demand career opportunities in the trade industries. It allows students to participate and to explore hands-on activities. They have over 1,800 high school students participate. And the way we see it, by being able to have the family arena, we could have something of this caliber someday in St. Charles. And that's possibly the goal, that we might be able to take this idea. And it all started with 7 people coming together, having a little chat about what we can do for our community. And I think we did something really, really great. And I'm so proud to have been a part of this group.
And so we just wanted to all say thank you for watching. And then if you have individual questions that you would like to get more information about this particular project and or the event that was going to take place, if you would like to know more information about that, please contact Wendy and she can help address any questions you may have. Thank you.